and welcome back to my channel. I am the Masked Trans and you are watching me, baby. Now before we get today's video started, I just want to give a quick what's up to my peeps and a diabolical middle finger to the creeps. You know who you are. Alright you guys, I am here and the struggle is real. So I've been wanting to come and make a video for probably the past 2 or 3 days, but here's the thing. I don't want to make videos just for the sake of making videos, right? Like, I don't want to clog up my channel with a whole bunch of nonsense of me just trying to put content out just for the sake of creating content. You know, it's not like I'm a mukbanger where I can eat. And even though I've contemplated doing some mukbangs, it's kind of hard to do that with this mask on. It's a little bit of a challenge. So once I work through that, you might see a couple of mukbangs. But for now, it's just going to be me running my mouth. Okay, I'm sorry. Somebody was texting me. So a story came out today. Well, before I start talking about the story, how are you guys doing? What's been up? Like, what's been happening in your life? Talk to me. Comment below. You know, what's for dinner? You know, is your man still driving you crazy, girl? Ugh, don't even get me started on my man. Don't even get me started on my man. Let me tell you one thing. Speaking of men and my relationship. Now, I don't know if I will ever come on YouTube and really talk about the inner workings of my relationship, just because I believe too many cooks spoil the soup, and all these people putting their opinions and their stank on my relationship, you know, it's just not going to be healthy for it. But also what I don't want to do is get on YouTube and talk about how great my life is, how fantastic my man is, you know, because that's not the reality, and I don't think that it is for most YouTubers. So on this channel, when you come see the Masked Trans, I'm going to keep it 100. If it's a good day, it's a good day. Most of the days, it is a good day, because for me, any day that you wake up, honey, any day that you would have breath is a good day. But, you know, there are certainly those ones that can be a little challenging. So if you're having a bad day, if life is unfair, if your coworker is wearing out your last good nerve, honey, if your man ain't doing right, if your car broke down, if the rent is due, I just want to send some positive vibes your way and let you know that it's all going to be okay, you know? As long as you got breath, you can fight, all right? So now that I've said that, I want to talk a little bit. Since I couldn't find anything to talk about, I'm just going to go through a couple of the websites I normally go through, and we'll see if anything strikes me as interesting. One thing I do want to talk about briefly is Bill Cosby. So Bill Cosby is out. Bill Cosby is free. He's been freed on a technicality. Apparently, the district attorney who deposed Bill Cosby had made an agreement that he wouldn't use that deposition against Bill Cosby, and he did, and that was a large part of the reason why he was convicted. So because of that, the Pennsylvania Supreme Court overturned that conviction. Now, it's not that they didn't find evidence of wrongdoing. It's just that there was a technicality that caused them to overturn that conviction. And this, for me, is one of those stories where I'm not quite sure where to land, right? Because this is the thing about being a black trans woman, right? You have different feelings associated with all three of those, right? So as a person of color, as a black, we're going to talk about them individually, right? So the black side of me, the black part of me, which is the predominant side of me, is silently like, yay, you know, I'm excited to see Bill. I grew up with Bill. Most of us grew up with Bill. Bill has contributed a lot to the culture, you know. Bill has been a dad for many who did not have a dad. So having Bill Cosby released is like, okay, I'm here for that. Now, and we're going to, the trans part really doesn't apply here. So we're going to forego talking about that. We're just going to talk about the black and the woman part. Now, as a woman, am I being completely honest? Where there's smoke, there's fire. And I think that he did a lot of what he is being accused of. Even in overturning the conviction, that was not disputed. So, and he even admitted it in the deposition. That's what got him convicted. The deposition where he's admitted to doing some of the things that he was convicted of. And so that part of me feels like, lock him up, throw away the key. He's a sexual predator. Hashtag me too. And so it's tough trying to figure out which way to go with this. How do I feel? He's old, you know, decrepit. You know, he ain't got much time left. So is he really that much of a threat? I don't see him as much of a threat. The jig is up. So I guess I'm okay with him being released, but I'm not a victim, right? And so being that I'm not a victim, I'm not sure that I have the right to be okay with his release, because I wasn't the one who was victimized. And had it have happened to me and I was in this position, I would definitely feel away. A, about him being released, and B, about people celebrating the release of someone who has damaged me. So, when it comes to Bill Cosby, like I said, just to be completely transparent, in the words of Fantasia, it's bittersweet. It's bittersweet. I don't know how to feel about it. I just don't know how to feel about it. Phylicia Rashad is saying that it was a miscarriage of justice. And to that, I say, Fifi. Fifi, this ain't your fight, girl. Support Bill in the background. Keep your mouth closed, girl, and stay working. But Phylicia Rashad has spoken up, and she supports Bill. And okay, I mean, if that's your friend, it's your friend. But that's my thoughts. I'm really curious to hear what you guys think about it, especially if you are a Black woman. I want to know if you have that same struggle, that same internal struggle that I have, trying to figure out which way to go. And if because of his age, do you sort of give him a pass and just sort of say, okay, well, he's old, he served some time, let's just let it go? Or the women that he assaulted, do we side with them and sort of understand their position that, look, I don't give a damn how old he is. He did what he did. So definitely comment below. I want to hear what you have to say about that. What else? So, Black Panther 2 is being filmed, and they're going to honor Chadwick Boseman. I'm excited. I love Black Panther. I love Marvel. I just love action movies in general. I'm so happy that this pandemic, but I was going to say that it's over, but this whole thing about the Delta variant, Delta needs to take us home. Delta needs to go back where she came from. Delta, here's the boat. There's a paddle. It's a motherfucking daddle, okay? Delta needs to go somewhere with that. We ain't got time for that. We just spent a year and change, girl, on lockdown. Delta, don't come over here interrupting my summer. I ain't got time for it. But hopefully, first of all, I hope you've been vaccinated. I got vaccinated probably about maybe 2 months ago. I don't know if it's been quite that long ago, but it feels like it was about 2 months ago. So I'm fully vaccinated. So my concerns about the Delta variant are minimal, but if you haven't been vaccinated, most of the people who are being affected by this Delta variant are the ones who haven't been vaccinated. And I know some of you are apprehensive about going in there and getting those shots. I had the Moderna, but you should be nervous about dying too. You should be nervous about Delta. Worry about Delta, because Delta is out there and she is coming for the churns. So if you haven't been vaccinated, I can't tell you what to do with your body, because you certainly can't tell me what to do with all this. But think about it. Think about getting vaccinated, because I want to see you guys here. So, I'm definitely pro-vaccination, but I definitely can understand why there's some apprehension about being vaccinated. But I'm excited about the summer movie season. I'm excited about getting back to normal to some degree. And I just hope that this trajectory continues, because I can't do another year in the house. I cannot do another year locked up. I have did my time. Me and Bill Cosby. Hell, Bill Cosby, the rest of us was doing time with Bill Cosby. Bill Cosby was locked up, and hell, we were too. He ain't missed nothing. A year and a half of his sentence, we were incarcerated too. So we was locked up with Bill. He needs to go back and do another year. He needs to go back and do another year and change, baby, to make up for the rest of us who were locked down with him. What else is going on in the news, you guys? I'm just going to scroll through and just talk about a couple of stories. That's really it. Before I go though, there is a story that I'm going to put this down and just talk frankly. First of all, I want to send my shout out and condolences to everyone in Miami. This is again one of those stories that I've been watching pretty much at every opportunity. This is a tragic story in every sense of the word tragic. My heart goes out to the family, my thoughts, my prayers, my best wishes, my positive energy. I just can't imagine being asleep and having the whole world literally fall from underneath you. And for those of us who are not amongst those who died in that tragedy, this is just one more example where you have to appreciate every single day. I don't care what your problems are. I don't care what you're saying. Let me not say I don't care. If you're alive, you can fight. You still have an opportunity. Just don't quit, because those people don't have the opportunity to fight anymore. So when you see stories like the one that's happening in Miami, for me, it's one of those things that always makes me introspective, where I just start looking inward and asking myself sort of those deep, internal questions about where am I going? Why am I here? What am I doing? What's my next step? It's definitely one of those things where you really, really want to take a beat and just stop to appreciate the life and the air that you have. So shout out to everyone in Miami. I really don't think that given how long it's been, there are going to be any more survivors. I'm just really upset. Let me say this really quick. I'm upset at how long it's taking them to excavate. If there were people alive, every single moment is precious, and you know, shout out to the rescuers, the firefighters, the engineers, everyone who's doing the work there. I'm on the outside looking in, so granted, I don't know how these things work logistically, but I'm just asking myself, like, just start plucking, you know, concrete slabs off of these people, getting them out of there if they are in fact alive. And it just looks, from the outside looking in, it just looks like they're not being as aggressive as we would like them to be. And obviously, it's a very delicate process, being that there's one of the building looks like it's slanted, so I can imagine that they're trying not to interrupt whatever is propping that building up, so that doesn't land on top and create additional pressure on those who could still potentially be alive. But you know, let's figure out a way to take that building off, or push it back, or let's do something. I don't know what can be done, but I don't know if you can grab helicopters with those claws, you know, the claws that they have at Dave & Buster's when you're trying to get the furry animals that you never get. I don't know what can be done to help to expedite this process, but it's just, it's sad. And so again, my prayers, my best wishes, my positive vibes, I'm sending out to the families there in Miami. So anyhow, you guys, there it is. That's me. Just listen, I promise better content when there's better news, but there wasn't a lot of news, so this is what y'all got. Don't blame me, blame the celebrities, blame the TV shows. I've been thinking about reviewing The Chi. What do y'all think of that? Do y'all watch The Chi? I just found out that there's this girl on The Chi, a trans woman of color named Jasmine Davis, who I was completely unfamiliar with. Shout out to the Batty Twins for putting me up on that. So that made me have an interest in seeing The Chi. So I might have to take a look at a couple of episodes and see whether or not I can vibe with The Chi. I'm waiting for Potomac to come on. I'm waiting for the next episode of Drag Race to come on so I can review that. Oh, and you know, sir, you already know that I'm waiting on a new episode of The Encore, which airs tonight. So be sure to tune in either Thursday or Friday for my review of The Encore. That's about it. That's about it. So as always, please remember to like, comment, subscribe, and share. Ow! I am the Mass Trans, and as always, in closing, ask yourself this question: why be bitter when you can be better? Mwah. I'll talk to you guys again in my next video.